Hi, good day everyone. How are you doing? For those who kind of know me or are familiar to this YouTube channel, you must have probably realized that we like making videos that are all encompassing, regardless of the level that you have, and whether 100 to I don't know. So you are still going to find one or two things that you can take away from the video. But lately, or let me say recently, we started making videos in such a way that they would be useful for secondary school students too, right? So today we'll be talking about the theory of cost and revenue, and I'm telling you that you are going to get one or two things from this video. So let's dive right into it. We've spoken about the theory of cost, like there is a video on the theoretical aspect of cost. So today what we just want to do is calculations, right? So we have quite a number of related cost concepts. So the first we have what we call the fixed cost, which is a cost that does not change with the level of output. Then we have the variable cost, which is a cost that changes with output level. Then we have the total cost, right? So at the beginning, total cost is equal to fixed cost plus your variable cost. All right, so total cost is equal to fixed cost plus variable cost. Fixed cost is a cost that does not change with output level. Variable cost is a cost that changes with output level. All right, and theoretically speaking, fixed cost is the same thing as the total cost when output is zero. All right, so when the output is zero, you are not going to be having any variable cost. All right, so when output is zero, when output Q equals zero, so you're having TC equals FC plus zero, and then TC equals FC. All right, so that's it. Now, there are other formula that we can use. So let's start. For total cost, we have this. Another way you can solve your total cost is okay. Let me just keep writing total cost. Total cost here. And how you can solve it is your average total cost multiplied by your quantity. That's another way you can solve your total cost. Then it's other way you can solve your total cost is the initial total cost, that is, how did I even write it? The first total cost, TC naught, then plus the sum of your marginal costs multiplied by change in output. So I'm kind of a little bit sure that you've probably not seen this formula before, or maybe written this way before. That's good. That's good. So let's proceed. Was there another total cost formula you noted? Okay, no. Now, that being said, we now have what other cost concepts. So variable costs is equal, since fixed cost was variable cost is TC. So variable cost is going to be TC minus FC. So yeah, another way to get your variable cost is variable cost equals to your average variable cost multiplied by quantity. All right. So that's it. Then what else? So you have your fixed cost. Okay, so a way to get your fixed cost is total cost minus variable cost. Another way to get your fixed cost is average fixed cost multiplied by quantity. Then we have a concept called the marginal cost, which we've actually introduced here already. But how do we get marginal cost on its own? That's change in total cost divided by change in Q. Okay, so if you now want to get TC out of this, so I said TC is TC is the sum of the marginal cost, right, multiplied by the change in quantity. So like TC is not just MC times the Q, because if you do that, what you are getting is change in TC. Like if you cross multiply here, you'll be getting change in TC equals MC times change in Q. But if you want to get TC alone, so TC alone is going to be the initial TC plus the sum of your marginal cost multiplied by their corresponding changes in quantity. So we are going to use this formula, and then you're going to see the way it works. But normally speaking, right, since marginal is the change in total divided by change in quantity, like usually. So what the marginal formula should have been is something like this. So what the marginal formula should have been, what the total cost formula should have been is change in sum of marginal cost multiplied by changes in quantity. That's what it should have been. But because for total utility, for since if you've done utility concept, we've touched utility before this particular video, we've done calculation questions on utility. For total utility, we just have sum of the marginal utility multiplied by change in Q, right? If you want to calculate total revenue using marginal revenue, so total revenue also is equal to the sum of marginal revenue then times change in Q. So which is sum of MR then the Q as well. But the issue with total cost is that it's not like these other ones. These other ones, when your output is zero, right? The marginals and the totals will be zero. So if for utility, for example, when your output, when the unit consumed, when you're not consuming any unit, so you can't get a total satisfaction, right? And there's no marginal satisfaction, so everything is zero. Now for total revenue, when you've not sold anything, like you can't have any revenue. So you get revenue after you've sold something. So when you've not sold anything, you don't have any marginal revenue, you don't have any total revenue, right? So in that case, all of this will work. But for total cost, the issue with total cost is that even when you've not produced anything, there is a fixed cost. So and that is why we need to add that to the formula. So like this TC naught is like the fixed cost, right? So another way to write it is TC equals fixed cost. In fact, I even like the sound of that. So TC is equal to fixed cost plus change in MC by multiplied by plus sum of MC multiplied by change in Q. So why do we do that? Because when output is zero, right, the a business is still incurring fixed cost. So the fixed cost of the business is equal at that point to the total cost, right? So we can't use this other formula because when Q is zero, TC is not zero. So you just need to add the initial cost, which is TC naught. But I think I would prefer it being FC, henceforth, but it kind of make things sweet. Now, because this video is about cost and revenue, we are still going to solve a calculation question, a fantastic calculation question. So we want to introduce other revenue concepts. So there is this is a way to find your total revenue. This is another way to find your total revenue. TR equals AR multiplied by Q, right? Then a third way to find your, is there a third way to find your, okay, no. So this average revenue is equal to total revenue divided by quantity, like just making average revenue, the distance there. Then the next thing that you can look for under revenue concept, marginal revenue equals to change in total revenue um, divided by change in output sold, right? So the outputs are kind of different. For utility, you have output consumed because you don't get any satisfaction until you consume something. For revenue, the Q is standing for output sold because you don't get any revenue until you sold output. Now for cost, the Q is quantity produced or output produced. You don't generate a cost, you don't incur a cost until you've produced something. So even though they are all quantities like that, so like you need to understand the unique kind of quantities that you are dealing with. And then we want to kind of move into market structure a little bit. I know you must first do this before you talk about market structure. But what I just want to talk about there under market structure is profit maximization condition. So for a business to maximize its profit, it must produce at a point where its MR equals to its MC. For a business to maximize profit, it must produce at a point where its marginal revenue, the additional revenue it is generated from um, sales, is just equal to the marginal cost of like producing that thing. So the marginal revenue generated from an output is just equal to the marginal cost incurred on that output. So when you get to that point, you stop, right? So that's the profit maximizing condition. I don't want to dwell too much on that because you will learn more about it in market structures and all of that. So like I want you to write this formula in your notes, right? Because we will begin to apply, some of them in a question that we're about to treat now. Yeah, so we have this on the screen, on the board rather, and you of course on your screen. Fill in the missing gaps, given that the unit price is 30 naira. And you're like, oh wow, like this is crazy. Like, how am I going to do all of this? Now the thing is simple, you have to be taking it one step at a time. Alright, so solution. Like I said, I just like to do a video that will just cover so many things at the same time. So looking at this, how do we start? I think if you look at this, so what do you think we can probably first do? I think we can fix in our fixed cost, right? We've been given fixed cost as 20 at output 2. But we know that theoretically fixed cost is a cost that does not change with the level of output. Fixed cost is a cost that does not change with the level of output. So like this is the fixed cost graph from the theory that you've learned. So if this is 20, this is output 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. Alright, so since we've been giving you that fixed cost is 20, definitely it is 20 for everything. So this is 20 here, 20 here, this is 20, and this is 20. No calculation. So what you just do is that since fixed cost is constant at all levels of output, therefore fixed cost is 20 naira. That's the answer to the fixed cost. So you're done. So don't waste your time calculating anything. And so what else can we do? We have the fixed cost, we have marginal costs, So what can we use here? You can't get variable cost because if you remember, total cost. Okay, let me just write the first answer. So fixed cost equals 20 naira since fixed cost is constant no matter the level of output, no matter the output level. Okay, and then you're now looking at it that oh wow, so what can we do here? Total cost now. Let's say you want to like talk about total cost. Total cost. Let me call this I. So I total cost. Remember that it's fixed cost plus variable cost. So you have your fixed cost, but you don't have your variable cost. So which means you can't use this formula to get your total cost, and you can't even get your variable cost. You don't have total cost. You only have fixed cost. So what can you do for the sake of God? Like what can you just do? So remember that there are other formulas. You could also use averages. So average total cost, but you don't have anything like average total cost in this place, right? So which means you can't use that. So you're now left with that final that last formula, which is your total cost is equal to your fixed cost plus sum of your marginal cost multiplied by change in Q. Sum of your marginal cost multiplied by change in Q. So when I say sum of marginal cost, you're talking about M1, the first marginal cost multiplied by its change in Q plus second marginal cost multiplied by change in Q. So why am I putting change in Q? Like, is it necessary? Some books may not even put change in Q. Now the point is we do a mistake. Like it's easy to like because of the examples that people have been doing. So like it's normally assumed that changing Q is one, right? That is, if you I don't know what your teacher has taught you. So if you do MC equals change in TC over change in Q, for example, usually let's say you have two values for TC, like 20 minus 16. This is likely going to be 4 minus 3. Like the units change, the change in Q is usually one. Right, so we are like, since it is usually one, so there's no need to be putting change in queue. But some questions are funny. You won't your queue here is not going to be changing by one, right? So this might be 0, 2, 4, 6. So if you don't do this change in queue, because let's say this was 2, this was 4. So the change in queue is 4 minus 2, which is 2. So which means the change in queue that you'll be using here is 2, like times 2, right? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Right. Okay, let me just try to do this. So you have this is MC. Let's say you have MC. This is Q. So Q is 2. This is 0 2, for example. So MC here is let's say this is 15, and then marginal cost. This is 10, and this is 15. Let me just make this, should this be the total cost? Let me make this the total cost. Total cost and marginal cost. So marginal cost is, okay, of course, this one is not going to be anything. So this is what we are looking for. The first marginal cost is going to be a dash, right? So why is it a dash? Marginal cost is changing total cost over changing Q. So your new Q is 0. So 0 minus what is before it. So you are going to be having an undefined answer. So we just leave it as dash. So how do you get your MC here? So your MC equals to 15 minus 10. This is new TC. 15 minus 10. That's your change in TC divided by 2 minus 0. So this is going to be 5 over 2, and this is 2.5. Right? So if we now use like sum of MC to get this, so let's say we want to get our TC back. Want to get this TC, yeah. So we do sum of MC, just sum of MC, like we are just doing no. So we just do the fixed cost, which is the TC naught. So we do TC naught, which you know as fixed cost because it is the cost when output is 0. So TC naught plus sum of MC. So you're just going to do 10. So your TC is 15 that you're looking for, which is the new TC now, is going to be, let me call it TC1. TC1. So your total cost here is going to be 10 plus some of your MC. No, we've gotten this place to be 2.5. We've gotten this place to be 2.5. Right? So you're just going to be having 10 plus 2.5, which will give you 12.5. But that's not the answer here. That's not the answer. So the correct answer is TC1 equals 10 plus sum of MC, which is 2.5. Then your change in Q, and that change in Q, let me put it there now. That change in Q is 2 minus 0. 2 minus 0. 2 minus 0. Yeah. So you have 10 plus 2.5 times 2 minus 0. That's 10 plus 2.5 times 2, and that will give us 15. So our total cost here is 15. So that is why you need to just use this formula, change in Q, because in this kind of example, right, the changes that you have, they are in 2 units, right? So it's just safe to just put your change in Q. Like, it might just, like, you don't necessarily need to be like looking at your change, like Q, how is your Q change, what's the dynamics in Q, like you don't really need that. Just know this formula the way it is, TC naught or your fixed cost plus change in MC and change in Q, and just like apply it even absent-mindedly, you would always get the correct answer. But if you don't take note of this change in Q and the question happens not to be um a unit change, your quantity is not changing by just 1 unit, your answers are going to be wrong if you want to use this approach, the sum of your MCs. Because like a couple of questions that prefer that students use sum of MCs to get their total cost. So your teacher may have taught you in school, and then your teacher may not have taught you. So let me erase this and then we go back to our normal question. I hope you understand it. Just sit down and study it. It's not a big deal. So the new TC that you're looking for, you have your OTC. So the new TC is going to be the OTC, right? Then plus sum of MC. So that's it. We will do more of the application here. Yeah. So we have this guy. Fixed cost has been given as 20. So that's TC. So that's going to, so our first TC here is going to be 20 automatically. So the first TC is 20. So you must also note again that it is because output is at 0. If 0 wasn't here, TC wouldn't have been 20. I've had to go and look for your TC, because if this was 1, then TC1 would have been the fixed cost plus the first variable cost. Like that should have been FC plus VC1, because there would have been a value for VC. Like if this was 1, starting from 1 here, and there's no 0. So this is the kind of place that you'll be starting from. So you can't just say 20 is equal to 20 there. So be taking note of these things. Okay, so TC1. So TC1 equals to FC 20 plus the sum of MC. Okay, so you have at TC1 is just MC. What is here? 0. So 0 plus 10. Then MC 0, but like let's leave it out. So what you just have is 10. The only MC you have here is 10. So 20 plus 10 10. And our change in Q is just 1 minus 0. So 1. And then this gives you 30. So what we have here is 30. Where is it? 30. Then we proceed. TC2. So TC2 is now going to be equal to the first TC 20 plus 10 into brackets 1. Then plus there's another marginal cost which is 20. So 20 into bracket 1 as well. So 20 plus 10 plus 20, that's going to give us 50. So here we have 50, the TC is 50. Okay, then the next one, TC3. So TC3 is going to be equal to 20 plus 10 into bracket 1 plus 20 into bracket 1 plus, what's the next MC? The next MC here is 30 plus 30 into bracket 1. And this is going to give us 80. So this is 80. All right. So if you don't like writing all of these things like this, so another easy way, like we just do it, since we are looking for the TC4 now, so TC4 is just going to be the third TC, TC3, then plus MC4. This is another way that you can do it. So the total cost when you are producing just 3 outputs plus the marginal cost of the 4th output. I think that's also kind of easy, right? The total cost of producing 3, you were producing 3 before, now you're producing 4. So what's the total cost of the 4? Is the total cost of the 3 plus the cost of the 4th thing that you're producing now. So when you add all of those together, you'll be having the total cost for 4 outputs. So I'm teaching you different ways you can get this thing. So your TC3 was 80. So you have 80 plus MC4. This is MC4. So this is 80 plus 40. 80 plus 40 will then give you 120. So here we have 120. So how does it work? Another thing you can look at it here. So 20 plus 10 is 30. 30 plus 20 is 50. 50 plus 30 is 80. 80 plus 40 is 120. So that's the way it should go. That's the way it should go. So I think that's about that. So with this, we can calculate our variable cost. So I think we are done. So I'll call down I. So variable cost is your TC minus your FC. Okay, so you can just say VC1. So VC1 equals TC1 minus FC. FC is the same, so there's no point in saying FC1, FC2, FC whatever. So you have 20 minus 20, 0. So this is meant to be 0, obviously. Because when you're not producing any unit of output, that is when Q is 0, VC is 0, like that's just it. So we continue like that. So VC2 is 30 minus 20, we give you 10. 50 minus 20, they give you 30. 80 minus 20, they give you 60. Then 120 minus 20 will give you 100. So you are done with your variable cost. So if you want to verify, 20 plus 0 is 20, like FC plus VC. 20 plus 10 is 30. 20 plus 30, 50. 20 plus 60, 80. 20 plus 100, 120. So that's that about that. So I don't think we have anything about cost here again. I think I should have added one average cost, right? So if you have average total cost or average variable cost, so let's say there was AC here. Let's say there was, you could have even called it well, let's say there was average cost here, for example. I'm just adding that. So what do we do? So you know that average cost is equal to average cost. Average cost is same thing as your average total cost, please. So like just know that. So and from the formula I said you should write down, this is equal to TC divided by Q, right? So you just be going from one place to another. 20, which is the first TC divided by 0. That will give you undefined. So the first one is a dash here. Then 30 divided by 1, 30. 50 divided by 2, 25. 80 divided by 3, maybe 23.3 is that. 30 dash 25. I think that's 26.7. 80 divided by 3 should be 26.7. Then 120 divided by 4, which is 30. So like maths easy. So we just say okay, AC. So now AC1 is equals to, let me just do down here. So AC1 equals TC1 over where's is that AC at 0, sorry. AC0 TC0 over Q0. So and then just write 20 divided by 0. 20 divided by 0 equals dash. Then AC1 equals TC1 divided by Q1. And that's 30 divided by 1. 30 divided by 1 equals 30. etc. like that. So I think we are done with the cost component, and the question says we should fill all the missing gaps given the unit price is 30. So having filled all of this, we will now start talking about total revenue, marginal revenue, and profit. So what then is total revenue? When does it total revenue is talking about the total amount of money that a business makes after selling products, right? So total revenue is just talking about the total amount of money that a business makes from sales, like from making sales, from selling things, right? So how then do you get total revenue? The formula for total revenue is easy. It is the price. Total revenue is equal to price times each quantity sold. Price times each quantity sold. So the question already gave us the unit price as 30. So we just start to multiply 30 by the quantities, right? So like I said, I think that should be our, is that IV? We've done 1, 2, 3, 4. So that should be like our V. So total revenue equals price times quantity. Okay, so TR0, because you are starting at output 0, is price. Price has been given as 30. So 30 multiplied by 0, that's 0 naira. So 0 naira. Alright, so here we have 0. Then TR1 equals to 30 multiplied by 1, and that's 30. etc like that. So this is 30. So 30 multiplied by 2, 60. 30 multiplied by 3, 90. 30 multiplied by 4, 120. Alright, so we are done. So what then is the marginal revenue? So marginal revenue, which is VI, is MR is equal to change in TR over change in Q. So MR at 0 is dash, right? Because I've said it, it's going to be new TR minus old TR. So the new TR for this point will be 0. So 0 minus what is before it 0. 0 minus 0 divided by output is 0. So 0 minus 0 divided by 0 minus 0. So that's just dash. So next, MR1 is equal to, what is the change in TR? So change in TR is now going to be 30 minus 0. So we have 30 minus 0 divided by change in Q is 1 minus 0. And this is going to give us 20. So MR2 is 60. 60 minus 30, I think. Yeah, 60 minus, no. MR1, 30 minus 0. 30 minus 0. 30 minus 0, and this will give us 30. So MR2, 60 minus 30 divided by 2 minus 1. Divided by 2 minus 1, which is going to give us 30. etc like that. Now, your marginal revenue will be constant. And why is it constant? Because the price is the same thing. So price is the same. So whenever price is the same all through, like for every output you're selling, you're not changing your price. So your marginal revenue will be the same thing as price. So except for the first one here, which is that. So here you'll be having 30, 30, 30, 30. Okay. So like I didn't finish it, but like it's just going to be like that. So whenever your price is constant, I want you to note that your marginal revenue is going to be equal to your what do you call this? To your price. Now to quickly solve that, marginal revenue is change in TR. So that's like TR2 minus TR1 divided by Q2 minus Q1, for example. So if you want to expand this, MR TR2, that's going to be the second price multiplied by the second quantity minus the first price multiplied by the first quantity divided by Q2 minus Q1. So when you proceed, the fact that the price is constant, like this is a case where the price is constant. So P2 and P1, they are the same thing. So you can say P2 equals P1 equals P. So when we proceed, MR is going to be equal to P Q2 minus Q1 divided by Q2 minus Q1. So these guys will cancel out, and then MR will be equal to P. So it's only when the price is constant that MR is equal to P. Alright, so like you don't even really need to calculate anything. So once you can just write it, since the price is constant all through, so definitely the price is going to be equal to the marginal revenue. Hence, marginal revenue is 30 all through. Finish. Right? Because the price is constant, because we are given. So sometimes you may be given a different table. So where you have P will be here, then can have 30, 25, 20, whatever. So in that case, this does not hold because you have different prices. Okay. I know from the law of demand, the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded. So if you know you want to sell more as a business person, you may have to lower your price to make more people buy from you. Okay, but if the price is constant, then this holds. Now, what is the profit? Profit is an easy thing to calculate. So of course, profit is represented as pi in economics. So that is total revenue minus total cost. So the first total revenue which I think this is VI. This is going to be VII. So the first total revenue is zero. Zero minus, but you have a total cost. Do you know? You have a total which is equal to your fixed cost. So 0 minus 20 equals minus 20. So that's where you're starting from a point of a loss because I had to produce anything. Then you have the first profit, which is going to be equal to um, your TR is 30. 30 minus 30. That's zero. Yeah. TR minus 30. This minus this. So 30 minus 30 equals zero. Then you continue like that. So here we have the profit here is a negative 20 due to the fixed cost. Then here 30 minus 30 you have 0. Yes, 60 minus 50 you have 10. 90 minus 80 you also have 10. 120 minus 120 you have 0. Okay, is that all? Total revenue 0 minus 20 minus 20, 30 minus 30 you have 0. 60 minus 50 you have 10. 90 minus 80 you have 10. 120 minus 120 you have 0. So that's it. So in case you're not asked that where is this business maximizing profit? Well, um, business maximize profit where its price is equal to its marginal cost, where its price is equal to its marginal, where its marginal revenue rather is equal to its marginal cost. So a business maximizes profit where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. So this is where MR is equal to MC. This is where MR is equal to MC. So at this point, MR is still greater than MC. MR is equal to MC here. So the output where profit is maximized is output 3, right? So profit is maximized at output 3 because its marginal revenue at that point is equal to its marginal cost. So, but you could say output 2 and 3, since the profit made for both of them is just 10 naira, but theoretically speaking, so it's going to be output 3, but you can just say output 2 and 3 since that is where the highest profit is made, right? So the profit, highest total profit is made. So the profit maximizing out at profit maximizing output, you make the highest total profit. So like actually, so the marginal revenue and the marginal cost will be equal, but the what do you call it now? The profit at that point, this is total profit. Total profit at that point is going to be the highest, right, among all of your profit values. And then your MR at that point will be equal to your MC. But here we happen to have 2 points where we have the higher profit. So like profit is maximized at put 3 and 4 since profit is highest, at those points. But like I said, theoretically speaking, the profit maximizing output is output 3, where MR equals MC. Okay, so that's that. Then we have okay, what if it was an exam? So what exactly should you write? Okay, profit is maximized where MR is equal to MC. Although profit is maximized where MR is equal to MC, which is output 3. Okay, since profit is also equal to 10 in output 2, so therefore the answer is output 3 and output 2. I think that covers any kind of controversy that we want to arise. I think you were about to ask that question. I know. So what else? Marginal profit. So marginal profit, I know this is not a concept that I probably used to as well. So I said profit maximizing condition MR equals MC. At that point, total profit is the highest. And then marginal profit. What's the marginal profit? Why am I even writing in this thing? So total profit has to be the highest at that point, at that output. And marginal profit, marginal pi, let me call it marginal pi, that's equal to the total profit, which is just pi, no, is equal to the marginal revenue minus the marginal cost. Okay, total revenue minus total cost will give you total profit, right? So marginal revenue minus marginal cost will give you marginal profit. So at the profit maximizing output, your marginal profit must be zero. Because MR minus MC, right, would have to be equal. Like MR would have to equal to MC. MR here would have to equal to MC. So it's just like we're writing this thing in this form. So MR minus MC will equal 0. So the marginal profits at the point where profit is maximized must be equal to 0. The total profits must be highest. And the maximizing condition is where MR is equal to MC. So just in case you come across stuff in that way. So we have an assignment that has been written on the board. We have this schedule to work with. So did I miss? It's looking like I missed out a figure. It's looking like I messed up. Did I? No, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. So you have this. You only have values for total cost, and then you have to calculate your marginal cost, average fixed cost, profit, and then so profit. Oh, why did I even do this? So profit is same as pi now. Okay. So you're just calculating profit is same as pi. Okay, so given that the price is 21 naira per unit, so fill the missing gaps. Then B, find the profit maximizing output. So if there's any detail here that you need to get maximizing output that is not here, so include it by yourself. Then three, C, draw the demand curve of the firm. Right, so as MOG School of Economics student, you know where to submit this. So if you're watching any of our videos and you want us to take your personal private tutorial, so you can reach out to us, check the comment section, and if you want to buy any of our YouTube courses, we have YouTube courses that you can buy, to enjoy yourself at your respective universities or secondary schools. You can just reach out to us and buy. So I hope you enjoy the class. If you have any question, of course, the comment section is for you. And if you want to praise us for what we are doing, so thank you. If you want to criticize us too, you're free. All right. So see you when I see you again. Bye.